Have you ever had a bad habit that you really wanted to lick and you just can't? Like, you've tried so many times and you can't manage to do it, or something that you've wanted to start over and over and over, you just like can't manage to get it going? Well, I have, and I actually think that there's a bigger underlying problem that when that is solved, will make it that much easier to be able to accomplish this thing you want to accomplish, or create this change that you want to change. So we're going to talk about that in this video. I'm Stacy Rocklein, and I'm on a mission to eradicate loneliness. And you might not think something like this has anything to do with loneliness, but when we fail at something over and over, we get filled with shame, we lose self-esteem, and then we tend to withdraw from people and isolate and feel alone and lonely. So it is very directly correlated to our ability to basically keep promises that we make to ourselves. When I was in my 20s, I was a smoker. I started when I was 17. I thought it was cool and I was kind of rebellious, but it doesn't take very long smoking before you have a habit, a bad habit. And in college, it was fine. I mean, a lot of people smoked, and even after college, but the numbers started dwindling as we grew up and fewer people around me smoked. And I wanted to quit. And I would try to quit, I would promise myself, and then I would fail. And then I started teaching. I used to be a math teacher, and like, those are real grown-ups. There weren't a lot of people smoking. So then I had already the inability to quit, and then I had a secret. I didn't want anyone at work to know that I smoked, and so I had a secret, and secrets often come with shame, and the shame was compounded by my inability to quit. I would say, okay, this is my last smoke. I'm not gonna have any more. The pack is gone. I'm finished. And I would be hopeful in that moment. I would be like, I can totally do this. And then I would go off to work. And on my way home from work, I would already be bargaining with myself. I would be like, oh, you don't smoke that much. It's only a couple of cigarettes a day. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Or I'd create rules like, okay. You can only have 2 cigarettes a day. If you only have 2 cigarettes a day, like, that's not so bad. And I would just like have this mental chatter going on all the time. By the time I'm like pulling in home from my commute, I'm starting to imagine, oh my God, sitting on my porch, having a cigarette, and like, if you've ever used nicotine, it's just very relaxing. Like, so there's a reason we get addicted to it. And imagining that relaxation and it wiping away all the stress of the day. And then I would be at the store buying a pack of cigarettes, and then I would be at home smoking one. And now I've got a whole pack. What am I gonna do? Sometimes I would, give it to my husband and be like, hide those from me. I don't even wanna know where they are. Or, I've like had a cigarette and then ran water through the pack so I can't have any more. Like, I've done all of the tricks. I'm smoking, and then I would get down to the last cigarette and I would start this cycle over again. And a lot of the enjoyment wasn't even there because I constantly thought about it. All day long, I thought about not doing it or doing it, or why I should or why I shouldn't. Or, it was just like taking up all of this real estate in my head. And every single time that I was unable to quit, it got worse and worse and worse. Like, my shame got bigger and bigger. My self-esteem went down further and further. And I just didn't trust myself. Like, I didn't believe that I could quit. Every time I made a new promise, I could just tell that I had less and less faith in myself that I would actually be able to do it. And this kind of gets at the problem that we have when we're trying to do something big. When we've tried to quit something over and over and over, or tried to start something, like, let's say you want to start saving money, or you want to exercise, or whatever, start looking for a new job. I'm going to do it. And then you don't do it, and you don't do it, and you don't do it. It actually eats away at you in a big way. And then you get to a point where you just kind of know, like, I am making the promise, but I'm probably not gonna do it. Like in the beginning, the first time, oh, you have so much hope. You're like, this is like totally gonna happen, totally gonna happen. I'm for sure going to do it. By the, I hope not, but maybe 100th time, I had promised myself that. I had like this much trust that I was actually gonna follow through. And that's actually the problem, is that we like weaken this follow through muscle. Every time we don't, it's making it weaker and weaker and weaker. And then we just don't even believe ourselves. We don't think we're gonna do it. And then it bleeds into other parts. This is why people have like clusters of bad habits or clusters of addictions, because you just start to kind of give up everywhere. You don't follow through here, just like I didn't follow through there. And so then you don't follow through here or here or here. And that causes you to withdraw more and more and more from your life. The real thing to do actually is not to like tackle that huge thing that you keep trying to tackle, that you keep failing to do, whether it's to quit or to start something, but is actually to stop and work on simple, small follow through. Little ways you follow through until you start to kind of build that muscle back up. And when you build that muscle back up, you start to build up your trust in yourself. And when you have more trust in yourself, then you're actually able to do the big thing, that one that's like weighing on you. Everybody has, well, I'm a coach, so most people that I coach have a big thing that they want to either change about their life or they want to accomplish. And it weighs on them. They think about it all the time. If it's like a food problem, food can become an obsession. And what you're eating, what you're not eating, and if you're exercising, and did you earn this, and blah, 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 blah. And so all of that is used up, and then you don't have room for bigger things, really important things. So you have to kind of go down to the small, tiny thing and start practicing following through. And then when you know you can follow through no matter what, then you take on this bigger thing. And it's usually something that's in the way. It's not even the big dream yet. The big dreams are over there. It's like the small follow through and then this thing that's been weighing on you. Then you go accomplish that. And when you have done that, then you start to think to yourself, I can do anything. Like when I finally quit, I was so proud of myself. It lasted for so long. It was a very difficult thing to do. And once I had done that, I was like, okay, that was the hardest thing I've ever done in my whole life. And now I can literally do anything. Like your confidence just goes up enormously. But if you can't do that thing you want to do yet, you have to start at little follow through. And I'm actually opening up a program where we're working on that muscle, the little thing. It's not your fault you can't do the big thing yet. If you have been for years letting yourself down on your promises, then you're not ready for this thing. You have to work on the little muscle first. And so this program is designed over 10 weeks of coaching to help you. We use like morning and evening routine habit developing, because they're tiny, like less than 2 minutes. They're such small promises that you can keep them. But the benefit is when you've done that, when you've established all of those habits, you get that confidence that you need to go, okay, I am a person who follows through. I do keep my promises, and now I can do this big thing. And once this big thing is done, then you can do anything. And now it's time to move on to those like secret dreams and desires you have within your heart. So if you're stuck and you're being hard on yourself and you know that this is eating away at you in many ways, then make sure that you join my email list, because that's where I have all of the information about when this program launches and all the details of it, so that you can go to the link or go directly to stacyrocklein.com, get on my newsletter list, and you'll find out all about this program. I don't want another year of your life to pass by and you didn't do the thing you wanted to do. You didn't quit the thing you wanted to quit or start the thing you wanted to start. But worse, that may not impact your life nearly as much as what's happening to your heart and your mental health. If you go through another year and you didn't get it done, that is of much bigger concern to me, because that will directly impact your relationships and your ability to stay connected so you don't feel lonely. So make sure you get on that list. And good luck to you on all of your endeavors. You can do this. You just might need a little bit of help.